plan, oh grand and true, to bring back a custom just for you, a dowry's charm to rekindle the fire. In a world where romance might expire, he'd gather gold with wit and flair, pledging his heart beyond compare. For in the shimmer of that old dear gold lies a tale of love, both brave and bold. Bring back the dowries, let's make it clear, a token of love that's sincere, building bridges heart to heart, a timeless way to never part. He spoke of tales from times long past, when gestures grand made love last. With every coin and jewel so bright, he'd prove his love in the soft moonlight. His dream.
My bad, guys. I was just getting my stuff ready. I haven't streamed in a couple weeks, so I feel all like, okay, that's working. That's working. All right, welcome in, gentlemen. Forgive me. It's been a couple of weeks. Bring back the dowries, the Mahaguru of masculinity. Hey, I see you on Instagram, man. Hey, this is Thoughtif. How it's going? How's it going? Loved your chat with Paul, Matt, and It's Complicated. Good stuff. Thanks, man. Shout out to you, bro. I'm glad you enjoyed that chat, man. And it's good to have you here, bro. Love these jams. Heck yeah, man. Mountain Man Tops, good to see you, bro. Give it one more song after this. Mahaguru, if you liked that chat, you should check out Paul Elam's channel. I just did a chat for his launch episode of his podcast, Repairing the Manosphere, so you might like that. Give it a little bit more time for some folks to come in. It's been a couple of weeks for me, guys. So if I look a little exhausted, then, you know. But we're just going to hang out today, man. We got some fun videos today. Nothing too crazy. Really just going to hang out, have a good time. You know what I forgot to check is if I had Instagram brain rot for y'all. Let me look at that. Traditions back around. Come on, work, internet. Guys, if you're out there, please hit that like button. We might not have NZSW. Always a pleasure, sir. Bring back the dowry. Oh, here we go. It worked. All right, let me see if I got any brain rot for later. See you building bridges. Okay, let's see what other songs we got. Man, let's get the jingle of Saint Nick going on. Can't remember. I think it might have been Dan the Man who made this one. Gotta love to. Oh, damn it. My whole camera thing is off. Oh, wait. There we go. Get the jingle of Saint Nick going. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's another clean one. There's another clean one right there. I had to kind of redo my whole stream setup in order to get these to work. Paul Elam is a true architect of the manosphere. I love his content. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very much so. Big shout out to him. All right, so that's live. Cool. Well, or candy trays, but man, my whole plan. That's right. I'll do it from here. The hell with it. Yo, Klaus, welcome in, bro. See, now we can get started with the show. I just wanted to see Klaus. I might actually lose my chat. I'm gonna try one thing right now, and if it doesn't work, then, well, I've stepped into a pile of doo-doo. Gosh, please work. Go live. Hopefully this works. All right. Not interested in that. Okay. Stream settings. We got 5 likes, 6 people. That's what I'm talking about, man. Let me just do another test in here. And then I'll pull this up. My computer's working overtime. Oh, hell yeah, it's working. I got to use 2 different web browsers to get that chat to work. It's really annoying. All right, man. Well, we're gonna be watching an interesting video today. It's kind of inspired by the Matador stuff. You know, let's wait for the song to end. I said I'd wait. Mets are kicking ass right now. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, reaction. Just the clink of a coin and a blessing to spare. Man, I know I saved hella stuff and I can't even remember why I saved it. But it sounds hella funny though. All right, maybe we'll get to some of this later. All right, well, I hope everybody's been okay, man. I know it's been a few weeks. I had a lot of stuff going on. We did filming, you know. I just had a lot of stuff going on, man. And I haven't got you guys lunch cast this week, but the lunch casts are coming next week. Tacticus, welcome in. What up, my brothers and Shaw? Good to see you, man. Klaus says you should be able to add another profile to the browser. That should work too. Yeah, I could probably do it. I should probably do it through all the same browser. It's just like, you know, when my old chat overlay went to crap, I had to use Google Chrome because Google Chrome has a specific plugin for this that lets you do this. And then all my other stuff is saved on my other browser. So it's like it's in a transition period right now, basically. But yeah, so it's working, man. So I hope everybody's been good, man. There's been a lot going on with the channel, you know, or at least not even the channel. There needs to be more. But just with me, you know, Pearl did her filming for her documentary, and I could talk about this because she posted an IG post with me in it. But I was in her, you know, we did it. Well, the final cut will be the final cut, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that I was there present for the documentary. So, you know, whenever that gets done or comes out, then we'll be able to see how that goes. Here, see this? Okay, that's not me. That's Pearl. That's me. See, that's me right there. See that? There's Paul Elam. Woo! Hey, guys, thanks for your support over the last 2 years. We finally made it through the first round of documentary filming. Is there anyone else you'd like to see on the doc? Let me know. So, yeah, man, shout out to the folks here. So, pretty cool stuff. Wanted to share that with y'all. And these are the videos for today. I thought this one right here was particularly relevant. Crap, I got the Mets thing going on. Oh, damn it. Are the chats not working on this one? Oh, there they are. Yo, Doug MPA. Hey, speaking of Pearl's fella teams here, right on time, man. Shout out to you, Doug. Man, Doug, I was thinking about you for some reason, and I swear to God, I was gonna send you some kind of reel or something I saw because I thought you would find it funny, and I completely forgot what that was. But yeah, so this video is about a YouTuber who had a hookup with somebody, and everything bad that could have happened, like, really happened. I mean, all the, like, just everything was bad. And I was thinking about the whole matador metaphor and about how the more, you know, people are out there and they're living this kind of high risk lifestyle, like the likelihood of stepping in a pile of poo. You know what I mean? So this was a story that came out relatively recently, and I think, you know, we'll all appreciate. Yo, Doug with the $5 super chat. Hey, thank you. Thanks for, if you see me looking up, it's because I got this new setup. Thanks for being a part of the divorce documentary, Shaw. Great stuff. We really appreciate it. You cooked for sure. Man, thank you. That makes me feel a lot better. You know, like there's a lot I want to say about it because I'm excited about it, but I'm gonna save that for y'all, you know, because I know you guys are working hard on putting it together over there. And when the time is right to discuss it and release it and push it, then I'm gonna do my best, you know, to do that. But thank you again for that. And it was a pleasure meeting all the folks and hanging out. Like I really, you know, had a good time, and it was just it was a fantastic experience. So that's something for the viewership to look out for, definitely. Yeah. Okay. Pearl is goated and based. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Matt Cross inspired me to join the Manosphere back in 2018. Started watching his content in 2015. Was surprised to see him on the discussion panel. Yeah. I've been watching him for a few years too, and I really like his content. I even watch his old stuff now. YouTube will recommend me his stuff from like 3 to like 5 years ago. And he is, I don't know. I really like his videos. I actually like him and Coach Greg Adams have a kind of special place for me because I watched them when I was kind of going through a rough patch. And by rough patch, I mean being heartbroken over a woman. And I would watch them every day, like to and from work. And it just helped me in that time, you know. So being able to meet, I even told Matt Cross on the panel interview that I was appreciative, you know, for his content. But yeah. So I wish Pearl would interview Matt Cross. That would be a cool one. Cause Matt Cross is like, he's a PUA, but he's been in it for so long. Like he's seen the entire space from its beginning to like what it is, quite, you know. So he's got a unique perspective. What did you think of Atlantic City? You know, God forbid you have to make a U-turn. But I actually, you know, it was what we got to do and where we were hanging out, I thought was a really cool and unique area. You know, obviously we were getting the job done. So like, it's like I couldn't go out and do random stuff because we were so busy. But the stuff that we did do and being able to peek around for a couple days, I enjoyed it. Probably a little bit more busier than a kind of place I'm used to living. But it was neat to see it. And, you know, I gotta be honest with you, I've never heard many good things about Atlantic City. I've heard bad things about Atlantic City consistently, but my experience there was a positive one, which I'm grateful for. So, you know, shout out to Atlantic City. You were in a divorce document. Did you do well? That's not going to be up to me about how I did. That'll be up to the viewership. That'll be up to y'all to determine how I did. Get over here already. Yo, shout out Nasuji. Nasuji wants me to come back to Canada, and I'm going to make it happen, bro. We're doing round 2 in Canada, man. I promise. You know, I'm looking at tickets already. Doug MPA. Okay, responding to Mahaguru there. Thank you for that. What do you think of Canada? I love Canada, man. Canada makes the best donuts I've ever had in my life. Quite literally, they did. So, well, you know what, man? I think we got enough folks in here for a party. You know, we're very small town backwoods on this stream. So, let's go and get into this. Basically, this is the hookup. This is the hookup nightmare right here. Yo, real quick, Avalanche. Shout out to Avalanche. Man, good to see you, brother. I know I haven't streamed in a while, man. Like the video. Yes, please hit the like on the video if you can. So yeah, going back, let's go and watch this. You know, I really like Dr. Grande. Um, this one is crazy, by the way. Like, the nightmare stories happen, okay? So let's go and just get into this without further ado. Okay, this is going to be... Okay, real quick, just let me give you the itinerary. After we watch this one, so this is about a nightmare story for a guy with hooking up, and this one is a nightmare story for a woman on the other end right here, okay? So this is, you know, this is Pookie or Chad or whatever you want to call him. This is Mr. Badass, okay? Cops catch man carrying dismembered Tinder date in a bucket. This video is nuts right here, but it just serves as another example of, you know, when you're just being on the motorcycle in the fast lane for far too long. So, okay, let's go ahead and get this one started.
Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today, I will analyze the case.
Damn it.
More.
Sorry. I'm trying to get everything like updated with my browsers and all these buttons.
First, a look at the background of this case. Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today, I will analyze the case of Jack Densmore. First, a look at the background of this case. Move to the timeline of the crime, then offer my analysis. Jack Densmore was born on June 3, 1996, in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. In 2015, he took a job as a forest firefighter and worked in a factory killing chickens. In 2017, Jack worked as a bartender. In 2018, he graduated with a bachelor's degree in business marketing from Mohawk College. Prior to his graduation, Jack started a YouTube channel, which he eventually named Jack Denmo. It featured pranks, interviews with intoxicated people at nightclubs and festivals.
Always with the pranks, man. These prankster people right here.
And Jack using various techniques to pick up women.
Okay, so he's a PUA. Okay, now I remember why I saved this video. So we got a PUA guy right here. He's Mr. Smooth. He's Mr. Badass. All right, he learned all the techniques. He learned all the techniques about female nature and about how to open these ladies up and get them into bed. Okay, having the time of his life. And you know what's crazy too is, like, I saved this story a while back, but I know there was a story with ABBA and Preach recently. And apparently ABBA was going the plate spinning, you know, way here. And a couple of those plates fell down and broke. You know what I'm saying? So he's dealing with the fallout from that. I thought about talking about it more, but, you know, maybe later. Maybe later. I kind of wanted to react to the phone call. But, you know, Coach Greg Adams did a fantastic breakdown of that, as he usually does. But anyways, yeah, so big-time hotshot YouTuber that's using PUA out here.
This channel was a phenomenal success, eventually gaining over 800,000 subscribers. One theme of his channel was teaching men how to obtain romantic success. Therefore, presumably, his audience was mostly young men. Later, Jack diversified a little bit and added a self-improvement channel. Now moving.
Okay, we got the PUA guy, we got the self-improvement going on. I mean, this is standard fare right here. You know, we've had those discussions on this channel about, you know, this type of content.
To the timeline of the crime. On August 5, 2020, Jack had an encounter with a female McMaster University student after they matched on Tinder and arranged a meeting through Instagram. The name of the female student has not been made public due to the laws in Canada. I will refer to her as Jane Doe. At 8:35 p.m., Jane Doe arrived at Jack's house. She was 35 minutes late. After touring his home studio, they attempted to go on a hike. When they reached the trailhead and realized it was getting dark, they returned.
Damn, is that date one right there? Like coming home to the studio and then going on a hike? Hopefully it's not a pretty extensive hike, but, you know.
To Jack's house. At this point, they went upstairs.
And back to the house. Okay, so maybe the studio wasn't at the house.
His home studio.
Home studio, never mind. Okay, never mind.
To go on a hike. When they reached the trailhead and realized it was getting dark, they returned to Jack's house. At this point, they went upstairs, entered Jack's bedroom, and sat on his bed. The couple watched an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine on Netflix.
I am Jack's complete lack of surprise.
Not long after this, they engaged in various types of sexual activity. Afterward, Jane Doe contacted the authorities and claimed that she was the victim of a sexual assault. Here is what the investigation by the police revealed.
Okay, so, you know, Tinder date. Sounds like date 1. And we got 2 adults here by themselves in the room. And it's he said, she said. I think the more you do this, the more you realize that it is an incredibly vulnerable position to be with somebody that you barely know, if we're being honest. It really is the sexual attraction here, the physical attraction, the lust that's got you two strangers in a private setting, whether it's some room somewhere or somebody's house. Your families don't know you're together. You know what I mean? Your friends don't know you're together. Anything could happen, man. You got to be a smooth, operator to be able to navigate that. Otherwise, it'll blow up in your face. It's like that scene in Rush Hour where the, person's trying to defuse the bomb. But anyways, yeah.
While in Jack's bedroom on August 5, he and Jane Doe kissed. This behavior was consensual, according to both of them. Jack then made contact with Jane Doe's breasts and genitals. He said this was consensual. Jane Doe said that she attempted to push Jack away from her and did not provide consent, although later she admitted to actively participating in this activity.
Okay, so she said she didn't provide consent, but she did admit to actively participating in this activity.
At this point, Jane Doe performed oral sex on Jack. As this was happening, Jack attempted to video record the activity with his cell phone. He claimed that he was attempting to record a short consent video, which arguably is unusual timing considering they were already engaging in sexual activity. Jane Doe noticed what was happening and told Jack that she did not want to be recorded. Jack stopped recording and put his phone down on a shelf. Jane Doe initially claimed that she stood up and began dressing herself as soon as she saw Jack recording, but later admitted that she may have continued with the oral sex for a few minutes after Jack stopped recording.
God, there's a whole lot of back and forth with her story, huh? This happened, but okay, actually, no, it did kind of happen for a few minutes. All right, what's going on?
Jack claimed that he showed Jane Doe that he deleted the video. Jane Doe said that she never saw him delete the video. At this point, Jack Densmore and Jane Doe had unprotected intercourse for about 3 minutes, which ended with Jack leaving a deposit of genetic material on her back.
On her back. Yeah, I mean, and I could see how this is going south because of that video. And I don't know, but then even after the video though, like they still happen to go move forward here. But I guess you can say, well, she was scared at that point,
Jack claimed the sex was consensual.
Yo, Dan, welcome in. I thought the stream was going to be at 7:15. I honestly did too, man, because I just wasn't sure. I thought I was going to be late, man. And then, I made my cup of tea and it was done on time. And I was like, the hell with it. I'll just come here early. But sorry about that, Dan. Appreciate you coming in, man. But we're having fun. Okay.
Jane Doe said it was not consensual, which ended with Jack leaving a deposit of genetic material on her back.
Man, that can almost be a sound effect. Just, I can see myself hitting that one. Well, the sound effect, you know what I'm saying? Oh, gosh. I want to hear that one more time for my own entertainment.
Ended with Jack leaving had unprotected intercourse for about 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Okay.
Ended with Jack leaving a deposit of genetic material on her back.
All right. I mean, I don't even know when I'm going to use a sound effect, but it definitely can be a sound effect. Okay, moving on.
Claimed the sex was consensual. Jane Doe said it was not consensual.
That could even be a sound effect too, but all right.
After this activity, Jack informed Jane Doe that it was time for her to leave.
Damn, okay, so he's Mr. Badass YouTuber. He hit it and quit it. He deposited the genetic material, and he was like, it's time for you to dip out now. I'm tired. All right, and no, I was not planning on spending the whole night with you. That's a ridiculous expectation. And he got her out of there, and she started really thinking.
She spent some time in the bathroom before departing.
So she was in the bathroom thinking.
It was not consensual. After this activity, Jack informed Jane Doe that it was time for her to leave. She spent some time in the bathroom before departing. In February 2021, Jack Densmore was charged with sexual assault. Much of his social media empire collapsed as a result. For instance, his YouTube channel, Jack Denmo, was taken down. Jack waived his right to a jury trial and elected to have a bench trial. Therefore, a judge would decide his fate. In July 2024...
Dang. I wonder, like, what was the... I think this is in Canada. I'm not sure exactly. I didn't catch that. I know he mentioned it. But that was the first time I've heard of that. But maybe it's something we have in the States, too.
The judge convicted Jack Densmore of sexual assault, indicating that Jack was either reckless or willfully blind to Jane Doe's revocation of consent.
Damn, man. See? Damn, man.
The judge's opinion, Jack was obligated to pause, regroup, and obtain affirmative communicated consent before having intercourse with Jane Doe after the oral sex. This is due to the context of the interaction. Specifically, they were strangers, and Jane Doe had misgivings about Jack's attempt to video record her. In December 2024, Jack was sentenced to 3 years in prison. There was another accusation of sexual assault against Jack that was unrelated to Jane Doe, but the charge was withdrawn, and Jack entered into a peace bond. This is not a conviction.
That's kind of interesting. So it sounds like there was a second woman. Sorry, guys, I got to do a lot of double listening tonight. That's another thing. That's another parallel there with the whole Abba and Preach thing. You know, he's got like 2 on him right now, I think. So it sounds like someone else was seeing this and they're like, he did it to me too.
Court her. In December 2024, Jack was sentenced to 3 years in prison. There was another accusation of sexual assault against Jack.
Another accusation, yep.
That was unrelated to Jane Doe, but the charge was withdrawn, and Jack entered into a peace bond. This is not a conviction or an admission of guilt. It is essentially an agreement to follow court-ordered conditions and avoid contact with the person who made the complaint. On March 24, 2026,
from 800,000 subscribers to dealing with this. That is just crazy.
Featuring Jack Densmore titled, "If You Are Reading This, I'm in Prison," was released on a YouTube channel named Free Jack D. Here is a summary of this video. Jack did not want to have to make this video, but he had been silenced for a long time and enough was enough. He told the story about how he was accused of sexual assault. He referred to the woman as the accuser. I will continue to refer to her as Jane Doe. Jack claimed that he was wrongly convicted. He indicated that he was sleeping around during the time of the encounter, and Jane Doe was active with other partners as well. He attempted to record a consent video during oral sex. Jane Doe did not like that, so he deleted the video and showed her it was deleted.
That part right there, I mean, all of this was reckless. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. Especially for that guy, you know, because he's who he is. But then to sit there and start recording stuff, like that's on another level of trying to piss someone off. You know what I mean? But we'll see what he's got to say about that.
When they finished having intercourse, he asked her to leave and she became upset. Jack acknowledged that his request was rude and dismissive. Jack then talked about how false accusations are common. These cases often come down to a he said, she said situation, and it is difficult for a defendant to mount an effective defense. For example,
the crazy part too is, you know, does like pickup artist style content too. So I wonder if that was used against him in court, or at least to kind of cast him in some kind of negative light.
For example, the police redacted many communication records, making it difficult for Jack's defense to obtain them. Some of the redactions were made at the request of Jane Doe. At this point, Jack presented a few arguments supporting his innocence. For example, he argued that the primary reason that Jane Doe contacted the police was her concern that the video would get out. She was not initially certain if she wanted to press charges, but without a complaint, the video could not be accessed. This was her only way to see if a video had been recorded and what was on it. Jane Doe's story changed a few times. For instance, she told the police that Jack asked her to remove her shirt, but at trial she testified that she removed it on her own. And she told the police that the oral sex ended as soon as she noticed Jack recording with the phone. At trial she testified that the oral sex may have continued for a few seconds.
May have continued for a few seconds, okay.
Jane Doe claimed that she had bruises on her breasts due to Jack biting them during their encounter, but when she was examined the day after the incident, there were no bruises. Jane Doe was not honest with her therapist, which led to the therapist calling Jack a predator and claiming that he
and the therapist is involved too? Okay.
Carried out other attacks. After making his arguments, Jack talked about how his only hope was a successful...
So she went to the therapist, and then essentially gave the therapist a half-ass story, probably omitting certain things to kind of get the therapist to be like, yeah, see, he's a predator, you know, because the therapist is going off whatever facts she's telling the therapist so that she could then further be convinced of the veracity of, you know, whatever the hell her beliefs are about this guy or what she's planning to do. Well, even my therapist said she was a predator. So, man, that's crazy. Well, that's terrible. Her therapist's new boyfriend. Yeah.
Will appeal, but acknowledged that winning an appeal is very difficult. At the end of the video, he indicated that everything in his life was now destroyed.
Everything in his life was now destroyed. See, that's the part that's most salient here. And it's just, I don't know, you know, maybe this is one case where the pay for play is probably better, you know what I mean? But as a pickup artist, you know, or someone that, you know, apparently that's what he did and that was his content, you know, he probably just wasn't feeling that as a possible option. You know what I'm saying?
His mental health, his financial situation, his relationships. He has been banned from establishments and received death threats. His dreams of being an actor and a filmmaker have been wiped out. Jack declared, "I am innocent." On the same day that the video of Jack presenting his defense was released, his appeal was denied. Now moving to my analysis. Jack Densmore maintains his innocence, and he has a large number of supporters. They argue that there is no credible evidence that Jack committed a sexual assault. The Crown's case was based on his word versus the word of Jane Doe. And there
we go. His word versus her word. And then there was probably, you know, it was like some boomer judge, because he asked for the bench trial. Some boomer judge listened to it and was just like, this man. The boomer judge was just offended by his lack of chivalry, you know, every step of the way here in the pickup artist process. I don't know what the hell was going on. And was just like, you're guilty, bud. Man, that judge was like,
shut your bitch ass up.
And then just threw him into the dim. It was over, you know. It was over after that. Camera surveillance footage, continuous and extensive, is the lesson, especially if you have any clout or status. I mean, that probably would have helped him. Considering he's a YouTuber too, I'm sure he could have had some cameras. Like, he didn't have to pull out his phone and be like, you know, and start doing that. That part, I mean, she's definitely screwing him over. But yeah, he probably could have been a lot smoother, but it doesn't mean he, you know, deserves, I mean, I don't know whether he deserves it or not, but there's certainly an injustice here. But yes, he was also very, very reckless.
No reason to believe that his credibility is lower than hers.
See, hear that?
Word of Jane Doe, sexual assault. The Crown's case was based on his word versus the word of Jane Doe, and there is no reason to believe that his credibility is lower than hers. The Crown, of course, disagrees. They did not effectively articulate why they believe he is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, but they are extremely confident he is. This brings me to the question, is Jack Densmore guilty of sexual assault?
That's so crazy. It's like they're extremely confident that he is guilty, but it's just he said, she said.
Let's take a look at the evidence both for and against the idea that he is guilty, starting with the inculpatory factors. Jane Doe claimed that Jack forced himself on her. She only consented to kissing and nothing more. She never told him no or to stop, but she did push him away early in their encounter when he was touching her. This act of pushing him away serves as a visible revocation of consent. Jack claimed that he took out his phone to record a consent video, but when he produced the phone, he was already having oral sex with Jane Doe. Moving to the...
So he said that he pulled out the phone to get the consent video, but she was moving so fast that by the time he pulled it out, she had already pulled it out. so to speak, and was getting to work. But let's go and listen to that again.
Consent. Jack claimed that he took out his phone to record a consent video, but when he produced the phone, he was already having oral sex with Jane Doe.
Okay, so apparently she was quicker to the draw, I think is what he's trying to say.
Moving to the exculpatory factors, Jane Doe traveled to Jack's house voluntarily and consented to kissing. At no point did she say no. She never verbally directed Jack Densmore to stop what he was doing. Early in their encounter, Jane Doe said the word "ow" and pushed Jack away. She also discontinued the oral sex to tell Jack not to video record her. How did she discontinue this if he was forcing her to do it? Clearly.
Dang, man, this one is crazy. That is just nuts, man. And like, even if he beats the case too, I mean, I don't know, maybe he can come back on social media and all that, but it's going to be one hell of a climb back up if that's even possible. I guess this is assuming he actually beats the case and clears his name. Like, what a whole bunch of... See, this is the getting gored by the matador horns right here.
Jane Doe was capable of being assertive and communicating her concerns to Jack about specific conduct. She was not legally obligated to say stop, but it is relevant to whether Jack reasonably understood her later behavior as continued consent. Jane Doe initially said that when she noticed the recording, she immediately stopped the oral sex. Later, she said the sex continued for a few seconds.
Okay, so she stopped it. I was going to say she topped it. She stopped, and then she was like, don't record me, and then he stopped, and then she went back to work, basically. And nowhere in this entire process there was any kind of, hey, we should stop this, and then he forced herself on her. That's what it sounds like, according to this fact pattern that he's putting out there.
This makes it seem like she was consenting. When she was on the stand, she admitted that Jack could have interpreted her behavior during that specific act as communicating consent. During the final alleged...
Man, you know, it also kind of sounds like, I mean, it could have been protected, I guess. It also sounds like it's kind of, I mean, you know, it sounds like they were, you know, going at it, and then there was a possible, you know, there was a pullout here with the deposit on the back, as mentioned earlier. But, okay, that's another thing.
Assault. Jane Doe said that she pushed herself upon her toes. During the final alleged assault, Jane Doe said that she pushed herself upon her toes in order to achieve alignment between body parts. This makes it seem like she was not only cooperating, but facilitating the intercourse.
Okay.
After Jack reached a conclusion...
Yeah, see, this is another thing, by the way, is that God forbid something like this happens. I mean, honestly. But if it does, just expect all of your business to be out there, you know, in the public domain for everybody to parse apart and try to figure out what happened. You know, unless you're like Elon Musk and you can request the case be sealed and the judge is cool with that. Even for stuff not like this, I always thought about that for like divorce and even child support hearings. It's just like, man, like you got to go through this, and then the public gets to sit there and they can go sit at the, you know, because the court's open to the public. You can go sit there and listen. You know, and then during COVID times, they were having online hearings. So it was like you can watch, like they would basically be streaming it live and then take it down after, but you could tune in for the hearing. That's why you started seeing a lot of YouTubers. They were reacting to some of these videos because during COVID time, they were beaming these out basically and doing remote court work there. But yeah, your business is going to be out there, you know, so that's part of the deal, you know, that you're signing up for.
With his sexual behavior, he told Jane Doe to leave his house. Understandably, this would make her feel cheap.
Okay, hold on one second. By the way, 9 likes, we got 12 viewers. I appreciate the likes, everybody. If we can get that to 12 likes, man, that would really help me.
Of course. After Jack reached a conclusion with his sexual behavior, he told Jane Doe to leave his house. Understandably, this would make her feel cheap and used. Combining his insensitive behavior with his attempt to record her, Jane Doe may have believed that Jack was inclined to publish the video somewhere. This was terrifying to her. She would later tell the police that she was deeply concerned that Jack had videos or photographs. This gave her a motive to be deceptive.
I can totally see her, you know, obviously being worried about that, because maybe he was like, yeah, I deleted it. But, you know, like you can delete a video and then you got to go to the deleted stuff and then delete it for good, you know. Otherwise, it's like, I think iPhones, they're like on a time limit, you know, so it's like after a certain amount of days, it'll delete automatically. But he could delete it and then recover it later and all that. So I could see why she was worried about that. Now, does that justify her completely lying about what happened? No, it does not justify that. But, you know, at that point, it's just crazy. Man, it's kind of just, it's amazing. You know what I mean? It's like, you can go from doing that act together to being like sworn enemies. Minutes, seconds, immediately during the act. You know what I mean? You can go from that to these two people absolutely hate each other and want to destroy each other. So man, that is the forces that are being played with right here. That's what it is to be the matador, you know, dodging the bull's horn, using your red pill cape here, your knowledge of the bull's nature. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody's like, whoa, look at what a matador that guy is.
She needed to file a complaint for the police to seize Jack's phone. 3 minutes after leaving the house, Jane Doe sent messages to 2 friends saying that Jack had sex with her, but she didn't want to.
Damn, so she started hitting the friends up, and the friends were like, oh my God, you were taken advantage of. You need to file a report right now. Oh my gosh. We need to talk.
Ask her, did he force you? Sex with her, but she didn't want to. One asked her, did he force you? She responded, he didn't force me. He just did it. So according to Jane Doe,
he didn't force? Oh, so she was just like, he didn't even force. What?
She responded, he didn't force me. He just did it. So according to Jane Doe, no force was used, but she suggested there was force in other statements that she made.
Isn't that so crazy? Like the Crown that, you know, did the trial heard all this, and bam, you know, like he heard all this and he was like, nah, you're guilty. I think you need to face 3 years imprisonment, you know. Mahagru says, out of all sexual encounters, sexual assault allegations are less than 1%. I think you're right, you know, but I think if you live the lifestyle and you keep doing this over and over and over again, you're going to increase that probability of stepping in a pile of poo is, you know, especially, and then I think for a certain demographic of men, you know, like this guy has, something going for him with the channel, you know, maybe he's got higher than normal income. So that might increase the chances, basically, you know. But interesting. Klaus says, hey, oikophobic, welcome in. Klaus says, look at the consent law in Sweden. It is ridiculous. Basically puts the burden of providing the proof of consent on men. Even more ridiculous, the consent can be revoked retroactively. Yeah, I mean, that's the, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not doubting you on that. I'm not doubting you.
This presents yet another concern about her credibility. Jane Doe repeatedly indicated she was unsure about filing charges. She expressed concerns that she was being dramatic and overreacting. She supplied misleading information to her therapist, which led to her therapist putting pressure on her to complain to the police.
So she went there and she was like, she's gonna, man, see, the manipulation is crazy. So she lied to the therapist. She knew what to tell I mean, that honestly doesn't say much for therapy, first of all. If you're supposed to be this academic and you can sit here and get lied to by your client and not tell that they're BSing you even a little bit, that doesn't say much for, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm sure there's some useful therapy out there, but it wasn't this one. And so she's out here bullshitting her therapist. Her therapist is not, you know, questioning her, probably trying to figure out what she's going to eat for lunch that day. And it's just like, oh my God. And, you know, basically gave her more confidence to go there, you know, because now she has an authoritative figure with some kind of licensing saying, you need to do this. This is what happened to you, you know? Yeah, so moving in.
There were numerous inconsistencies in Jane Doe's story, like about how her shirt was removed and the alleged bruises. At no time did Jack Densmore change his story. He has always maintained his innocence in the exact same way. When considering all the evidence in this case, do I believe that Jack Densmore is guilty? In my opinion, no. I do not believe he is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and I do not believe he is guilty in reality. Here is how I conceptualize this case as far as guilt. The path to Jack being considered guilty is narrow. To conclude that he is guilty, one must believe that he lied about pretty much everything. The path to considering Jack not guilty is much wider. One can believe that Jane Doe lied in order to suppress any video that Jack recorded, or one can believe that Jane Doe genuinely considered herself to be assaulted, or was kind of on the fence about it. But either way, she did not effectively communicate the revocation of consent. In my opinion, this is what happened in this case. Jane Doe considered herself to be a victim, which explains why she was motivated enough to accuse Jack and follow through with testifying against him. Jack was an insensitive person. It is not surprising that he missed the signs that Jane Doe was in distress. If she had clearly communicated the revocation of consent, for instance, making a verbal statement like no or stop, I believe Jack would have stopped. This theory explains why Jack is so passionate about his innocence. He truly believes that he did not do anything wrong. He is genuinely confused that he was the target of this serious accusation. As far as Jack's video where he defends himself against the accusation, I don't believe that he did a great job making his argument. However, he did mention the importance of reading the trial transcripts, which he posted on a website. That is the most significant favor he did himself in the video, because the transcripts are convincing. Now moving to my final thoughts. This case exemplifies the importance of empathy. Jane Doe didn't realize that Jack was probably not a monster. He would have stopped if she told him to stop. Jack didn't realize that Jane Doe did not want to have sex with him, and he did not realize how frightened she was about the attempt to video record their activity. If he understood her feelings, he would have avoided all this offensive behavior, and no criminal complaint would have been filed. The situation was completely avoidable. It is not difficult to imagine how a man who became famous by demonstrating pickup artist techniques would not have the highest level of empathy. Jack Densmore built his social media empire from treating intimacy like content, confidence like consent, and women like objects. In the end, the same coldness that made him famous and successful locked him away in prison. Those are my thoughts on the case.
Man, that's crazy. So it sounds like he's still in prison. Let me see if I can so this guy's name, Jack Densmore. Let me see what the latest is on him. Do some research here. Okay. Jack Densmore, better known by his online alias, Jack Denmo, who was sentenced to 3 years. Okay. All right, Google AI, don't fail me. Is he still in prison? Don't fail me now. The Ontario, yes, he is currently in prison, according to this. Wow. The Ontario Court of Appeal dismissed his final appeal on March 23rd, 2026, forcing him to immediately return to custody. Densmore had been out on bail while waiting his appeal. Following the High Court's decision, he was taken back into custody to serve out his 3-year sentence. Dang. In May 2026, media outlets reported on a final plea and statement from prison that Densmore released to his supporters. Okay, that's what we went over. All right, yeah, so he's still in there, man. That's something. That is crazy, man. That really is. Oh my gosh. Funny thing, it is currently discussed in Sweden as having negative consequences as young men are getting more and more hesitant in entering relationships. Who would have thought? Yeah. Gosh, I think I saved a Reddit thread also. Let me see if I can find that. Sorry, I didn't do much preparing for this stream because I didn't feel like it. Okay. Let's see. Where's my Reddit thread? Yeah. It's all right. Leave page, buddy. True. Women usually accuse men who have wealth or status. By the way, let's check out the comments on that. Otherwise, they would not think of falsely accusing someone without those things. I mean, they might still do it. It all just depends how pissed off they are at you. So this guy had two things going for him. They were pissed off at him, and he had something to lose. And all of us have something to lose, which is our freedom. But this guy really, you know. Damn, I came into the stream late. It's all good, man. Welcome in, Warlord. Welcome in, man. Let's just see the comments on this, huh? How about that? Oh yeah, there was an update on the Akash situation. So it looks like he's not with that podcast anymore. A lot of, I mean, you know, there's a couple stories that happened in the last couple weeks. For both men and women, don't have sex with strangers you just met. Yes, that is very risky. Not going with the jury on this one was a mistake. In 10 years, having a lawyer present during sex will be required. Come on. Having a lawyer. At least he didn't use TikTok. Well, randomly pulling out a phone and filming during sex is exceedingly creepy. How could a judge possibly not find reasonable doubt in this case? They need to be investigated. Man, maybe it's a little different up there in Canada on this, you know. But yeah, a warning to all. The only one guilty of a violation here is the Canadian justice system. Telling her, I mean, yeah, the Canadian justice system, they did not rise to the occasion on this one. Telling her to leave his house was a dick move, but we can't imprison people for being insensitive turds. She got mad because he was so callous, in my opinion. This sounds like buyer's remorse to me. Jane Doe had consensual sex with Jack and regretted it afterward. She met him on Tinder. She went to his home. She willingly received a mouthful. He's in prison. What fine young people, they give me hope for the future. If you're reading this, I'm in prison is a great title for Jack's self-help video series. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Being an insufferable douchebag absolutely does not merit having your life ruined over a woman with buyer's remorse. This is incredibly sad. Yeah, I mean, it's true. It doesn't. It was reckless. He probably could have been a lot more smooth here. Maybe he did not realize the danger he is in. I mean, to be, you know, in a private setting, whether it's in your house or a hotel room. Honestly, a hotel room's honestly probably better since you're at least surrounded by other people. But being in that situation with a stranger is a very vulnerable situation, you know. And this, you know, this is that proves it. Tatka says in Sweden there is no time limit on the right to withdraw consent as long as the sexual activity is still occurring. However, once an act is fully completed, consent cannot be revoked. Okay, so that seems a little bit different to what I was hearing earlier, but okay. Yeah. So this will be our next video, which we'll get to. Let's take a little bit of time. That video is going to be like the opposite, basically. And it's going to be about a woman that is doing some... The woman basically destroys her family. And she's like so reckless with it that like even her daughter, who's probably like just barely 10, knows like the boyfriend's coming in and out of the house. I mean, you see the ex-husband. The craziest part though is the mother and like her mom, the mother-in-law to the, to the ex-husband. The mother-in-law is so crazy and like enabling. And just can't see her daughter in a negative light at all. And it's nuts what ends up happening. But we'll watch that. That one's a little longer. I got some videos that I did. Oh man, this video was kind of funny right here. It was kind of poking fun at like guys that will kind of, and I don't think it's just a guy thing. I think women will do it too. Like people pretending to be religious, to get some. But all right, watch. Just check it out. I always gotta put the tab volume down. All right, so we got brain rot coming, guys. Here's the brain rot.
Watch how these niggas convert to Christ because of horniness. Watch this.
And what are some things I like to do for fun?
I love serving in my church.
Why were you hanging on to it?
She a God-fearing woman. I grew up in the church. I used to be the minister of music for my grandma's church. I feel like we had a lot in common.
When you're not working, what are things that you like to do?
Oh, outside of work, Bible studies. I like to...
Look what the horniness do!
Oh, man. I mean, maybe it's genuine. This is just kind of like the other side of the equation. Like women pull stuff like this off a lot. This is when the guys are doing it. All right.
That's fucking nuts!
And outside of work, I'm pretty involved with my local church in Dallas. I do a lot with them, serving on Sundays.
All right. What are your core values, and are there any that you would compromise on?
Obviously, like, my faith is important in terms of everything I do, so I think for me, a lot of my values come from that.
Any that you're willing to compromise on?
A relationship with God, I guess. A core value involving that would be like, let's see.
I knew it would come down to this, so I guess I'll ask now. So I'm not religious, but I was going to ask at one point.
He's so
the music's hella funny.
Still horny. He finna hop in an unnecessary Jesus bag.
Because I feel like two people can share the same morals and ideologies without necessarily like getting it from the same.
This guy's trying his best. Like, he's probably been an atheist. He's probably been talking to hell crap about religion for years. And he's just like, damn, how am I going to swing this? Everybody knows I'm not religious at all.
Place.
Brother, you're not coercing her out of this. This is an unnecessary conversation. This is a doofus nigga conversation at this point. You're not going to coerce her and think you finna meet her equally yoked somewhere else. We can get to source. I can do it my way. You can do it your way. No, you can't. No, you can't, brother. You're cooked. You're cooked. Get the fuck on. Watch how these niggas come.
Okay, that one was hella funny. When I saw that, man, I was like, I got to show this to the people. Let's see what the comments say. The horniness will make men convert to Christ on the spot. Insane. Minister of music for my grandma. I used to be a minister of music. And that's a quote there from, I guess, Lucifer. Bible studies. I'm guessing that's funny because maybe they call it Bible study. But, you could probably tell me. God told her not to go on that show. She didn't listen. This is proof that men will often act according to the standards women are willing to set and accept. If women hold themselves to higher standards first, many men will rise to meet them. Okay, sounds pretty gynocentric. Some men shapeshift into whatever type of man they think you want. Follow me. Okay, that's what's up. The music. Okay. Soon as she says she's abstinent, they're going to switch up so quick. It's not you. It's me, babe. Also, they should have never gave me a soundboard. Okay. Yo, that's diabolical activity. Okay. Oh, damn. Where did that go? Player code 101. Never give men a blueprint to who you are. They will use that to play you. Oh, my God. Outside of work Bible studies. The guy in the blazer actually does serve at my church every Sunday. Okay, well, good for him. I don't know if that's a guy just trying to help out here with some of the claims. Okay, so that's one of them. I never understood why these dudes appear on the Pop the Balloon show. You mean why they're not finding someone in another place? Okay. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Okay, this one right here is kind of funny. Put the volume down on that. It's hella loud. Okay, so this one says, women are great followers. Okay, so men say women are great followers, and that's oppressive. Okay, so let's see what this is right here. So we got a race, basically. And I think in the beginning, I can't remember, I don't know what they call it. I think they call it a pace car. And it's like before the race gets started, and they're all following that car, and then that car finally pulls off the track, you know, and then that's when the race is supposed to begin. Okay, so let's see.
I mean, they look great out there. Not that I'm shocked. I'm not saying women cannot drive or they curb wheels all the time or anything like that. I'm definitely not saying that they're not as good at drivers as us. I'm not saying that we're better. I'm just saying I'm shocked.
Wow.
Oh, they followed
They're following the pace truck. They followed the pace truck.
No way!
So if I have it right, the pace car was trying to, you know, exit so that they can then begin the race. And then they all just were following the leader here.
All 11 moms followed the pace truck.
No
Stop it, dude. You have got to be kidding me. They followed the pace truck.
I mean,
So, okay, let's see. 9 out of 10 women would not understand why this video is funny. A race in which following the lead is practice. Is this peak male brain activity or something? Because I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Okay. I'm just saying they like to keep things in order and avoid chaos. All blame the pace truck for leading them astray. Pace truck gives it another lap. Now do you understand why they just follow? Okay, yeah, that guy. Okay, we got a bunch of sheep. That happened because that dude has 0 temp also. All of the time. Okay. I shit you not, I have a dash cam clip of 3 chicks following a dump truck into the closed lane of a construction zone where they were doing paving work. Big ass orange sign on the back of the truck saying do not follow, and they went right with them. I about died laughing. All right, so fail. All right, let's see what else I got. I got Melville Dynamics, who I like, but that's just because his videos. Let's see here. Damn. Okay. See what this guy has to say. I can't even remember where I saved this one, but let's just find out. After about 2 more of these, we'll get into the next video.
You never killed nobody before, and you a black man. You a
Oh wait, I can't remember.
One of my biggest flexes, I grew up to be corny and like a total square. I don't have any ops. Like, I'm not worried about that, bro. Like, look at this. This is what I do. Look at this. Look how cool my toys are, bro. Like, you talk about I gotta kill somebody to prove that. That's goofy. Anyway.
Okay, so shout out to this guy. Yeah, I mean, that was just, I don't know why I saved that. It was just, you know, people that are just trying to be way too alpha, leading people astray. Okay, one more video, and then we'll watch the other main video. This one is from Giving Your Emotions to a Woman is Fool's Gold. So this kind of reminds me of Copper Wire Guy a little bit. And let's see if what he's saying makes sense here. Okay, here goes.
Giving your emotions to a woman is fool's goals. Let me cook. Stop giving your emotions away like they coupons. Giving your emotions to a woman is straight up fool's gold. Listen, I'm not saying don't feel. I'm saying
I will always watch this guy because of his editing style. That's never going to become old to me.
Don't bleed. Because the moment you hand someone full access to your emotions, your peace, your confidence, your self-worth, you just gave them the remote control to your life. Here's the truth that nobody warns you about. When a woman becomes your emotional center, you become emotional unstable. Because now her mood decides to your mood. Her attention decides to your confidence. Her validation decides to your value. And now look at you, checking your phone, replaying.
Ah, shit, man. I don't know what happened. Ah, crap. Hold on a second. My hand hit a button, and then everything went away. So Man, that's bad news. It's so, man. Oh, we got 16 people watching, and I'm freaking losing the stream, man. That's not cool. My bad, guys. Let me just get all this stuff up here again. Hey, Heroes Forge, welcome in, man. So proud of all you gentlemen. Like to viewer ratios looking great. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, we got 13 likes and 16 people watching. All right, slowly. You know, I figured there wouldn't be that many people here tonight, only because
Messages. Over.
you know, I haven't streamed in a couple weeks, so I kind of let this thing fall off a cliff, but it's a pleasure to see y'all. And Heroes Forge gave 800 jewels and says, turn it up. All right. That's the first time I've ever seen that, but that sounds cool, man. Thank you for that. That's very generous there, sir. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, by the way. Okay, so that's brain rot for today. I think we've looked at a lot of brain rot. Thank you again, Heroes Forge. I appreciate that. So, okay, I don't think I missed much. Quiet today. Y'all folks are quiet today, but that's okay. That's all right, man. You know, part of me was even like not super, I was like, I don't know if I was going to stream today or not, but I was like, man, go say hi to the guys, man. Go see how the guys are doing. And I hope everybody's doing well and had a good couple of weeks and that work's going well and stuff like that, you know. Summer's coming up here, man. I've been going through allergy season and I really did not think I was going to stream today because I had the craziest allergy attack last night. Like I was like, oh, hell no. I mean, I'm talking red eyes, leaky nose. And I woke up today and I was still feeling it a little bit. And I was like, oh, I'm probably not going to be able to stream tonight. But I feel pretty good right now, so I'm grateful that it got better. So, all right, sweet. Here we are. Hey, Orem, welcome in. Don't fight the need to stream, man. Causes kidney problems. Got it. Just give in every time. Just make sure to stream no matter what. Glad you stream, man. Thank you, Mr. Pitt. I appreciate that. Y'all keep me motivated and inspired. Okay, that's enough for the brain rot. Are you guys ready to watch this video? This video is kind of crazy, man. Like this guy, like is just, he looks like bad news. You know what I mean? And watching this video, the thought that I had in my mind is that like every like talking point about like that the red pill will throw around, this video proved so many of them, if not, you know, all of them. It was just that crazy. I was like, oh my God, I should show this to people. How do you do the tag thing from, oh, got it, that's for Tacticus. I was cooking dinner, my hands aren't on the keyboards. No worries, man. You do what you gotta do. If you don't mind sharing with us what you're cooking for dinner, I'd actually be kind of interested in that. I've been eating a lot of buckwheat lately. Buckwheat and cabbage with some beef. Is what I've been doing. Whoa, that caption. Yeah, I know. This video is crazy. But it's good enough to be on YouTube, so it's good enough for me to react to. What part of her? Oh, man. Yeah. The thing about masculinity is that you don't empower it. You become powerful as a man. Women and femininity need to be empowered. Men need to embrace the power within themselves and express it. He's cooking his Tinder date. Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and get into this. This one's 27 minutes, so it's kind of long. Maybe we'll watch a third video. Just depends how I feel after this. And, yeah, we'll just go from there. I don't think we got any AI images today. So yeah, we're good. We're good. All right, let's watch, folks. Some random Chinese dish that I found. Man, that's tight. I like that you're trying a new recipe. You know, that you're cooking at home. There's a real something special about cooking your own food at home, you know. I respect that. All right, let's see what's going on. Cops catch man carrying dismembered Tinder date in a bucket. All right, what the hell happened here?
It was as good as an ambush. She charged me. She came into the grapple.
She just went crazy.
Okay, so he's got a story about, you know, what happened.
She fought ruthlessly.
Something tells me Melanie's hiding something.
It seems she called several men, you know. I said, what do you want to do, get killed?
When a mother of two vanishes without a trace, investigators uncover...
All right, a mother of two. Okay, so what happened here? How did a mother of two go into hanging out with this guy? Let's see what happened.
Cover a tangled web of online dating.
Okay, nice. Love your curves. I'm a butt guy. I see. Can I see a few sexy pics, few of booty too? Man, I can see you this. Maybe I can see you this week. See that? That's the level of game that you can have when you look like this guy, I guess. All right, anyways, but then again, I mean, you know, who he's talking to is already, I mean, you know, whatever, man, just, it's okay, man. Let's just keep going. Forget about it. I'm sorry. Let's just keep
without
moving.
a trace. Investigators uncover a tangled web of online
All right, so she's 44 and she's on Tinder.
Dating, jealousy, and deception. As the details of her disappearance start to unravel, a shocking confession changes everything.
And how do you know she was with other men?
She would show me.
The following is based on official police records.
All right, so this dude over here is talking to a 44-year-old mother of two, and he's sitting there, what sounds like getting pissed off because she's talking to other guys. So that sounds like that's possibly what had to do with this. Damn, man, you know, God help us, God forgive us.
At least to date, and the footage has never been seen before until now. On Saturday, February 18th, 2023, Todd Howery heads to the Indian Harbor Beach Police Department in Florida to file a missing persons report for his ex-wife.
So this is the ex-husband right here. And this guy is, you know, like he's going through the trouble of filing a missing report and doing all this. I'm sure this guy went through the divorce ringer and probably had to go through hell to get custody. And he was married to this woman, but all right, let's see. And he's still concerned enough to come in here and be the one filing this report. Probably, you know, all right, you know, the custody exchange didn't happen, but let's see. So far, I see this all, the relationship issue starting and ending with the old flesh versus spirit struggle. Okay.
We were going to, if she didn't show up until Monday afternoon, we were going to file the missing persons then. Okay. Okay, so her name is Nancy Howery.
Todd and 44-year-old Nancy divorced in 2019.
Okay, so see, they were married. And, you know, they had 2 kids. They were doing the thing. Everything was probably ostensibly fine. I wonder if they'll say the reason for divorce.
4 years earlier, and share custody of their 2 children, a 12-year-old daughter and 9-year-old son. Their children had last seen their mother on Monday and received texts from her on the morning of Tuesday, February 14th, 4 days earlier.
So daughter's 12, son's 9. You know, they need their parents together, but instead, you know, the family got destroyed. That's what happened. It's not a nice word, but the family got destroyed.
This last Wednesday, she failed to pick up the children from school. Now, she has done that in the past. Let's say.
Okay, so she didn't, you know, she wasn't around anymore to pick up the kids, but of course, you know, she was irresponsible before too, but let's see.
In the last 2 years, she may have done that six-ish times.
On
six times is a lot of times to not be picking up your kids from school when it's your time for custody pickup. And, you know, we don't know what she was doing, but it could be related to the Tinder dates, you know, I don't know. But possible. Okay, let's see what's going on with this kitchen. We got a lot of stuff that's on the oven. Totally possible they were rearranging things when this picture got taken, and it doesn't always look like that. So
Wednesday, when the school attempted to reach out to her.
Six-ish times.
On Wednesday, when the school attempted to reach out to her, Nancy's phone went straight to voicemail. Neither of her children could get in contact with her, and Todd said the message he sent was never read.
Damn, there is a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm kind of guilty of that too myself, but I mean, there is just like no place to like put things down and pick them up. Like everything is, but whatever. Okay, you know, people live differently.
And the next day, Nancy once again failed to pick up the children.
2 days in a row is out of the norm. This has never happened, that she's disappeared like this.
Okay.
Todd and his children then drove by Nancy's house and the storage unit she works out of, but there was no sign of her vehicle at either location. They reached out to Nancy.
And they didn't arrest the ex-husband right away. Well, apparently not. So let's see what happens here.
Nancy's mother, and it's soon determined sign of her vehicle at either location. They reached out to Nancy's mother, and it's soon determined that
Yo, when you guys hear the mom in this, like, I don't know why. When I was listening to this, I was like, man, the mom sounds like she must have been a nightmare. Like, if you were this woman's son-in-law, man, it would have just been annoying. But here goes. Oh, what the hell's going on?
last day anyone saw Orton. They reached out to Nancy's mother, and it's soon determined that the last day anyone saw or heard from Nancy was Wednesday, February 15th. To add to the concern, Todd shares that Nancy has a turbulent past.
There's been a number of welfare checks. She has a history of alcohol abuse, a pretty pronounced history with both Satellite Beach when she lived there and with Indian Harbor Beach.
Court records show that in 2019, Nancy had been charged with battery domestic violence, though the...
Okay, so, I mean, sounds like she was beating up the ex-husband, drinking alcohol. I mean, he didn't say this, but there probably could have been other stuff with other men possibly happening. It ain't looking good. Domestic battery, resisting arrest without violence, driving under the influence, so we got a DUI charge. Speed posted, county roads, speeding. I can't really see this one. Yeah, so here's the divorce, dissolution of marriage. Then we got domestic violence. Okay, so yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on. Where's the dates here? Trying to see if this is after or before. Sounds like this might have happened more recently, and this is the older stuff. Oh, no, that's newer. Never mind. Yeah, 2019, 2022. Okay. Take your time. Damn, man, you enjoy dinner, bro. You enjoy dinner. Yo, Don DeMarco, welcome in. So let's go.
The prosecution decided not to proceed. In 2022, she was charged and found guilty of driving under the influence and resisting arrest without violence. According to police documents, Nancy is currently on probation.
She drinks like a fish. Okay, and it's far more than alcohol abuse.
Todd and Nancy's daughter, who had insisted they report her missing, soon joins him in the interview room.
She's done things like this in the past, but not all just out of the blue or for no reason. I mean, she did lose in court.
See that? She lost in court. So what that is, that sounds like they had a custody battle, and it was not an amiable divorce here. I think that's probably their child, but let's see.
She in court.
Hold on 1 second. Yo, Raymond, man, good to see you, brother. Always a pleasure. Raymond is on Kick exclusively this week. Exclusively. So if you're looking for Raymond, please go to his Kick. And it's always a pleasure to see you, man. Hope everything's going well. Okay, yeah, man. So just getting into this real quick. So she did lose in court. Yo, man, good to see you, brother. What's up, Shaw, man? Salute to you real quick, man. Real quick too, guys, man. Oh, man, we got 18 viewers and 17 likes. I can't even ask you guys to like since you're already doing it, man. Thank you. That helps me. That certainly helps me a lot. All right, moving in.
She didn't lose.
Yeah, but he's like, she didn't lose. But what I'm getting from that is to her, it sounded like she lost. So he probably got an earful, and she was probably pissed with whatever the outcome was. And he probably was like, nah, it was fair. Like, nobody lost, you know? Like,
she owed me quite a bit of money.
As part of their divorce, which they're still attempting to settle, Todd says Nancy owes him approximately $60,000.
Wow, okay. Hold on 1 second. Let's read that. Mr. Howery and Mrs. Howery have split child custody of their two children. They would normally drop the children off at their schools, and the other parent would pick them up on their days. They would have the children. On February 15, 2023, both schools called Mr. Howery, stating Miss Howery did not pick up the children. Did not pick the children up. Mr. Howery responded to both schools to pick them up. Oh, so they go to two separate schools, probably because their ages. Mr. Howery checked in with the kids every day to see if they heard from Miss Howery, which they did not. That's okay. So that's probably the police report. Mr. Howery became concerned for the well-being. Okay, here's the $60,000. Mr. Howery explained he does not get along with Miss Howery since their divorce. Mr. Howery would speak to her over text mainly, but rarely talk to her. Probably the better way to do things. Mr. Howery is currently going through civil court with Miss Howery, and she recently lost all the proceeds from one of their houses they owned. Mr. Howery explained Miss Howery owed him approximately $60,000 through civil court, but it was still actively being worked through court. Mr. Howery was not sure or could explain what could have happened to Miss Howery. Okay, so, all right.
Still attempting to settle, Todd says Nancy owes him approximately $60,000.
She was very upset about that. Okay, I gathered from my children that she was upset about that.
Well, was this recent?
Oh, yeah.
This isn't all that Nancy is currently dealing with. She'd also just been informed that her lease would not be renewed, and she would need to find a new place to live at the end of the month.
Okay, so she's divorced. She's going through Tinder dates. She's drinking. She's got no money left. It's not looking good. Forgetting to pick up the kids.
As well, she is in a legal dispute with Bank of America.
Nancy has a lot of secrets. She keeps secrets, okay?
Todd is assured that they're treating it as a missing persons case. They check local hospitals and neighboring counties' police databases for any sign of Nancy, but there's nothing. Attempting to uncover some...
So he's probably thinking he right at this time, he's thinking she just kind of just dipped out somewhere.
Of Nancy's apparent secrets, investigators reach out to her mother.
I know that the whole thing...
Okay, here's the mother-in-law.
And this whole thing was that she lost in court, and that just blew her mind. And when she lost the case, she went to the depths of her heart in the horror and the desperation and everything. If you want to see what she was like before she started this, go on YouTube and look up Nancy Howery and see the mother she was, the wife that she was, before he destroyed her.
See, the mother-in-law is blaming like the ex-husband, that he was just this horrible guy. Meanwhile, she's not picking up her kids, you know. Oh my gosh. The mother-in-law, I mean, she must have been so freaking torturous to this guy when they were married.
Nancy's YouTube channel, which was most active between 2015 and 2016, 7 years before her disappearance, features videos of her family and children, along with cleaning tips, baking, and book reviews.
Olá, aqui é Nancy. Hoje eu estou aqui para responder tag.
While she's certain the divorce proceedings were a catalyst, Nancy's mother also had a few other theories about what may have happened to her daughter.
Okay, let's see what happened.
It seems she called several men, you know. I mean, everyone...
Okay, so she called several men. Okay, so she had a rotation going on. All right.
Focusing on the fact that she drinks and there were men involved.
I understand.
You know about Matthew, right? Matthew, the first guy she met when we went to Florida. They were together for 2 years. And he, you know, when she tried to break off with him, he broke into the house. He had heard her one time. He almost choked her one time. And
Okay, yeah. So she destroys the family. Now she's on Tinder. Now she's, you know, fighting with Matthew over here, forgetting to pick up the kids from school. Yo! What's up, chat? Hey, man, good to see you. Shout out to Nuclear Cadillo, man. Good to see you. I see your posts on Instagram, and looks like you've been putting out a lot of stuff lately, bro. Good to see. Thanks for coming in and saying hi, man.
But he always kept coming around. There are police records of Nancy, Kenny, and Matthew. I don't know his last name, but he could have revenge on his mind. I don't know, or he's going to make a deal with...
Appreciate that, man.
When was the last time they were supposed to meet, Matthew and her?
That date. I don't know. One girl told me that she just went crazy and she got drunk and she said, I've got 5 meetings today.
5 meetings? Are we talking about 5 men? Or or work meetings? I just want to clarify.
I'm going on my third one right now. One of them was Daniel. One of them was Matthew.
Okay, so it is men. Okay, yeah. So see, we got the family destroyed. We're out here on Tinder, a 44-year-old woman, and she's got Matthew, Daniel. Let's see what other names we got.
And then the other ones were some friggers off of Timber or whatever that station's called. Timber or Tinter, I don't know.
Tinder? Okay.
And she just went crazy. And I think it was like Valentine's Day, and she was going, you know, that's the day you look for love. And she was looking for someone out
Looking
of
for love.
desperation because of what Todd did to her.
So it's all the ex-husbands. See, this is the part that's so, this is why I'm saying the mother-in-law must have been insane while they were married. So she's out here, she's on Tinder, she's got 5 meetings today, and it's all the ex-husband's fault. Okay, the ex-husband did this to her because, you know, she owed him 60 grand in court from whatever their marital assets were, and she probably didn't have the money because she was spending all the money drinking and doing a bunch of crazy stuff.
Nancy's dating habits had actually come up when Todd and his daughter first reported her missing.
My daughter was just telling me right now that she's on a number of dating apps. She met some guy on Tinder.
See, like the daughter's like aware of all this. You know what I mean? Like, damn, like, cause I don't know, the daughter's probably seeing it in front of her face probably.
She sees a lot of
like
men.
At least keep your dirt quiet. You know what I mean? Like, man, just don't have it all up in front of everybody like that, especially not the kids. Yeah, sure looks like Todd was the bad guy. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's always Jermaine's fault. And the ex-husband, you should see what the ex-husband did to her. That's why she had 5 guys literally that she was seeing in the same day off of Tinder.
The person who's dating right now, because she dates a lot of guys.
Look at that. The daughter's in there saying, cause she, look at that. The daughter sees this. She sees a lot of men.
Sees a lot of men.
The person who's dating right now, because she dates a lot of guys.
Okay.
Right now, she is in contact with this guy named Daniel.
Okay.
Man, wait till you guys see Daniel. That was the guy that was on the thumbnail. Like, you're going to be like, the stuff that you hear in the red pill space, I mean, if anybody needed a video to confirm, you know, that, if not all of it, this is your video.
He's in the military.
Oh, do you know how old is he? Is he like older?
I want to say he's 40, 50, and he has weird hair.
She was just looking for comfort that day.
She was just looking for comfort.
It wasn't because of she was looking to get drunk or to celebrate or she was sex crazy or something like that.
So even the mom knows she's got 5 meetings, and she's like, she wasn't sex crazy. She was just doing it for the intimacy. You know, she just wanted to be seen.
She was trying to find someone to console her.
To console her. Oh, man. That word console probably means something different in 2026.
And she was trying to find it in these men.
With a few lanes of inquiry, officers from the Palm Bay Police Department tracked down one of the men Nancy had met on Tinder, 32-year-old Daniel Stearns.
This guy, this is who she found to console her, by the way.
They arrive outside his house the day after Todd reported Nancy missing. Before they approach the house, the officer has a concerning update about the investigation.
So her car was located in the group, and I remember that call coming out earlier today. Yeah. And her phone was pinging last night at our gun range.
Earlier that day, Nancy's vehicle was found abandoned and parked partially on the side of the road near a wooded area in Palm Bay. Inside the vehicle, they found her credit card and Florida identification on the driver's seat. As well, the last known location of her phone pinged in the area of the Port Malabar Rifle and Pistol Club. As Daniel lives with his parents, his mother answers the...
All right, so this guy living with his parents. Okay, so let's see who was doing the consoling.
Door.
Is there a female that's in here? Her name is Nancy?
No.
Okay.
But please, when you talk to my son, it's easy. He's a army, but he have a PTSD.
That's fine. He's not in any trouble.
Me too. I have both of those.
Yeah.
I like how the cop said that, because the cop's like, yeah, you know, I got it too, but I'm out here taking care of it and I'm able to be functional in society. So we all don't have to enable this person, you know, because they got this thing that they're dealing with. But okay, you know, let's see what's going on.
He's not in any trouble.
Yeah.
You know, just have to ask him if he knows where Nancy's at. That's it.
According to police reports, Daniel served two
Howery is a 44-year-old female, approximately 5'4" tall, weighing 200 pounds. Mr. Stearns is a 30. Okay, so that the daughter was like he looked 40 or 50, but he's actually 32. Mr. Stearns is a 32-year-old male, approximately 5'9" tall, weighing approximately 150 pounds, and has the body of a bodybuilder. Mr. Stearns is a veteran of the U.S. Army, having served in Afghanistan and claimed to be trained in combative technique and Aikido martial arts. Mr. Stearns claimed he did not trust law enforcement. Sounds, you know, like your typical bad boy. Okay, so here we go.
With at least one being in Afghanistan.
Hey Daniel, how you doing?
How are you?
All right, so
I have
here's
a
the guy.
question. Are you familiar with Nancy?
I've fallen out because you haven't spoken.
So this is the guy. This is the guy doing the consoling.
When was the last time you spoke to her?
I couldn't say.
Okay. Was it like, has it been days, months?
Weeks.
It's been weeks? Okay. Do you know where she might be at?
Oh, no.
You have no idea?
Typical.
I mean, just gosh, man. Just imagine like you're the ex-husband, and then you know, you guys been married. You got 2 kids. I think it was like 12 and 9 or something. And then it's just like mom's just out here losing their mind, hanging out with this guy, bringing this guy around the kids. Like, damn, you know what I mean, man.
Hang out she likes. Does she like any particular bar, restaurants?
She had a friend down St. John's Parkway.
Do you have her phone number?
No.
Okay, so you guys are not like that.
Not anymore. So you do have her phone number. You don't have it anymore. Okay, what's going on?
You guys don't talk on the phone or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
One of Nancy's friends also spoke with an investigator and a translator and was far more forthcoming about Daniel and Nancy's
Okay, so here's the other thing. The friend knew everything that was going on the whole time.
relationship.
So not just the mother-in-law, but like the friend. But they have been known for years. They are already together, but never as a serious relationship. So he was basically, you know, he didn't want to admit that he was hitting. So he was keeping it casual. She was pushing for more. According to this friend, they were seeing each other for years. And I wonder if that trails over into the last part of her marriage there. I don't know. These are just questions, but we'll see. Maybe they'll tell us when they began their relationship, because she got divorced in 2019. So it's possible they met after, you know. So according to her mother, and her own social media, she appears great. Her actions seem to tell an interesting story. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you probably wouldn't see that. I mean, I guess the YouTube channel is old and all that, but yeah. They were friends with, okay, here we go. But they have been known for years. They are already together, but never as a serious relationship. They were friends with benefits, as it is said, right? And then she was always talking to me about him, okay? That he had problems because he was military and he was always worried about it. He couldn't sleep. Sometimes he would wake up in the night aggressively.
Always fighting, always having, you know, arguments.
And when you guys spoke weeks ago, was that through phone or did you guys meet up somewhere?
When we spoke weeks ago, I mean, it's just like, no, it was, yeah. We fell off after that.
Was that over the phone?
Hey, welcome in, Elena.
Over the phone.
Over the phone.
But you since deleted her number?
Deleted the number and
Yeah.
even blocked her.
That's all I got. All right, thank you.
If you hear from her or if she shows up, would you let us know? Because obviously Indian Harbor Beach is looking, so.
Okay, so, yeah, I'm probably guessing a lot of people have contacted her if she's missing. Yep. So, I mean, okay. If I hear from her.
If she shows up or you hear anything, just let us know, man.
All right.
Thank you.
As the officers leave, they make note of something inside Daniel's truck.
What's that? What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Airsoft or is it real?
Okay, so they pass by the truck. They see a piece.
Looks like SIG.
Something tells me that he's hiding something.
As it would turn out, the officer was right, and no secret stays buried forever. It won't be long before they discover exactly what Daniel is hiding.
He started pointing that way where her car was found on the group. Oh. But then he said the Heritage Parkway. You notice that? He said her car, or yeah. Might want to secure that before you lock up tonight.
What are we talking about?
In your truck.
Don't grab it right now. But as we pass by the vehicle, we glance in vehicles when we walk by, and when we see a pistol on the dash. Bro, I just don't want somebody busting the glass and taking it and getting a kid taking it.
At night. So
Please show us the courtesy of letting us get out of here before you snatch it up.
Okay.
But yeah, that worries me for burglaries. I was going to come back up, and I'm glad you came out.
Yeah, I probably would have seen within a half hour or so.
Yep.
You know, kind of reminds me of The Rock a little bit.
Shut your bitch ass up!
I mean, I don't know. Are you seeing it?
All right.
have a good one.
All right.
Take care, man. Good luck.
For the next 2 weeks, there's no sign of Nancy. However,
Damn, 2 weeks passes by after this.
Investigators already know Daniel was more involved with Nancy than he's willing to tell them. On March 6th, 2 agents from the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, who have now taken over the case, once again try to speak with him. This time, his mother warns them about their effect on Daniel.
I just let you know, he got like kind of nervous, like upset what happened.
Does he know what happened?
No.
Nancy's
So that's the mom, okay?
friend shared that Daniel had a similar reaction when she reached out to him about Nancy's disappearance.
He just was freaking out, the guy, Daniel, on the phone.
I know you said you had a falling out. What made you guys fall out?
Yo, Brute Man, shout out to you, man. Thanks for coming in. We got 21 people watching and 20 likes, man. Hell yeah. See, I don't even have to tell anybody to hit the like button. You guys already did it, man. Thank you for that. Appreciate y'all. He looks like he's about to go into Roy. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, there's certainly a stereotype here that this is, it fits a stereotype here. Yeah, I think a lot of people see this and are like, dude looks Samoan for sure. The real issue was he owned no shirts. This is like 1 hour from my area. Oh, man. His sleeves were abducted by the... Oh, man. All right, moving in.
What was that about?
Yeah, just, we're not clicking, not following boundaries, rules, relationship rules like that. So I'm just like, I don't want to continue. It's not good for me.
So she wasn't following rules, or both of you, or just her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he's 32. He's seeing this 44-year-old woman.
I'm like, I don't want someone who goes and sees other men.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, the mom did say she had 5 meetings in a day, so it's probably not it's not a stretch to say she was seeing other men.
While this is the first really truthful answer Daniel is given, he still denies having seen or spoken to Nancy for about a week before she went missing. However, Nancy's friends have contradicted him.
So she thinks that Wednesday morning, Nancy and Daniel were communicating, and they were trying to set up where they were going to meet and get together that day, and then Daniel ended up sending Nancy an address to go meet Daniel.
With it growing more and more obvious that Daniel's story simply isn't adding up, Brevard County game over agents begin to conduct surveillance, watching his every move. On March 8th, they follow him to a spot known as the Compound, an undeveloped area in Palm Bay containing
Damn, so he just drives to the middle of nowhere.
Miles of abandoned roads. Though they don't see what he does while there, the next day, on March 9th, the game over agents again followed him back to the compound.
Wow, this is some real, criminal returning to the scene of the crime type stuff right here.
Where they watch him carry a shovel into the woods.
Wow.
Again, they can't see what he's doing, but her digging.
Wow. The lighting was limited, but agents were able to hear the sound of Mr. Stearns using a shovel to dig soil. Okay. Wow.
A few hours later, Daniel emerges from the woods, and the agents follow him to a canal. There, they see him carrying a bucket and decide to detain him. Daniel is then brought into the Brevard County Sheriff's Office for questioning. It's here that his dark secret will come to light.
Unfortunately, these are not the conditions for me to answer questions.
Okay. Despite this answer from Daniel, the detectives carry on and read him his Miranda rights.
You're a decorated veteran. I don't want any false information shown against you.
Then this will not be the time that I would answer questions.
What time would that be?
Evidence.
What do you mean, evidence?
This is supposed to be over a homicide, right?
Well, we're trying to figure that out, Daniel.
You're saying you have everything?
Elena, yeah, it's looking like he did. It's looking like he did. Yeah.
Together.
We wouldn't be sitting right here if we didn't.
It was self-defense. I was taking her to the compound to teach her how to shoot.
I mean, okay, yeah, that pretty much puts him squarely right there. It was self-defense.
Out there, in the middle of me showing her how to aim, she goes for my gun.
So that's the story. They go out to the middle of the nowhere to wherever this compound place is where they saw him walking in with the shovel. And they were just innocently, you know, he was innocently taking her out there to show her how to handle a gun. And then she lost her mind and then tried to turn it on him, and he had no choice but to, you know, defend himself.
She nearly gets a hold of it. She fails the first time, and she goes absolutely berserk, not wanting to take a loss for an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Get into a grapple. She even spits on my hand. After multiple times, I couldn't take the chance again.
Before going any further, the detectives clarify that Daniel understands his rights. He agrees to speak and tells them that he and Nancy had been seeing each other on and off for the past few years, but recently they were off.
I was never really her boyfriend.
What were you considered?
Friend with benefits, with feelings that aren't exactly friends with benefits.
So, okay, so basically I think what he's saying is he's like, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, but I had feelings that weren't exactly so I think he's basically saying he was in love with her and he had these strong feelings, even though they were technically friends with benefits.
That's what you would say.
For about 2 weeks.
Friends with benefits, with feelings that aren't exactly friends with benefits. That's what you would say.
For about 2 weeks before Nancy's disappearance, Daniel hadn't responded to any of her messages. Then, around Valentine's Day, they began speaking again and decided to meet up on the 15th.
I wanted to try to meet her to have this talk that I told you I wanted to talk to her about.
Is that the one about Tinder?
Yes, and other toxic traits.
Okay. And what toxic traits were those?
It's abusive behaviors. Told her about, you know, the compound, teaching her how to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
She was asking me repeatedly to take her out to shoot.
While this may have been true, Nancy's mother told investigators that she'd never mentioned wanting to learn how to shoot a firearm or was planning on ever possessing one.
Gosh, I actually don't know if the mother-in-law can even be taken as a reliable source of anything, but, you know, probably true.
Regardless, Daniel says he and Nancy made
Maybe.
a plan to meet. They met where Nancy's vehicle was later found. She had left it there, got into his truck, and he drove them into the compound.
So at that point, did you guys start discussing the issues?
Yeah, we did a little bit, yeah.
And what did you guys discuss? Like, what was said?
The same things. Her seeing other men, abusive behaviors.
Okay.
And then it cooled down to a bit. And then that's when I started to teach her.
Okay. So you guys had your argument before you started the actual teaching, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you know she was with other men?
She would show me.
And how would she show you?
Sexually explicit text messages and pictures.
Okay. And what would it be of?
Sexual dialogue, nude photos.
So I guess they're arguing, and then she's basically like, I'm seeing other men, and here's all these other things to make you jealous. Man, that's so crazy. Like, she's dealing with this guy, and then she's also, like, trying to make him super jealous. Like, this guy here with PTSD. Man, you know, that's an issue. Dan the Man says it's complicated to release a new video. Maybe we'll watch that one after this. Maybe we will. We'll see what the time is after this one ends.
Showing another man in the same bed.
Todd shared with investigators that this behavior wasn't out of the ordinary for Nancy.
She sends me pictures of her giving me the finger.
She sends me pictures of her giving me the finger. Look how crazy that is. So, like, this woman is texting her ex-husband and flipping him off, basically, out of spite because she's hella angry. And then says, Happy Valentine's Day.
Or whatever guy she's at the time. Okay?
Whoa, man, that's crazy. So they're divorced and they got kids. And so she's sending him the finger and she's sending him pictures of whatever guy she's with at the time. That's so crazy. And then one of the guys ended up just taking her out, man. So she was living high, you know, just trying to have all these guys in her life and pitting them against each other and trying to make them jealous. And damn, it did not work out. It did not work out. Eventually someone said this.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I believe this man when he says that. Not only because there's screenshot evidence of that, but, you know, he sounds trustworthy.
Even Nancy's mother knew about her actions.
Klaus says, yeah, it looks totally like Todd being the bad guy in this scenario. Exactly. And of course, her mom is just like, oh, he ruined her and did all this kind of stuff. Look at this. They got her mom right now. And apparently the mom knows about this. Look at this. Look at this.
At the time. Okay?
Even Nancy's mother knew about her actions.
Even Nancy's mother knew about her actions. Oh my gosh. Eventually catches up. Yeah. I mean, the more you do it, higher probability.
It's always when he gets possessive, and then she would send him a picture, the idiot, to make him mad. And say, if you don't want to see me, I'll find a new boyfriend.
You want to play the game. If you want to play the game out here and start doing hella risky shit, doesn't make any of it right, but it's like when you're out here really trying to be, you know, Miss Smartass, and think you can play these games and handle these forces, you feel so comfortable doing this, man.
He sends a picture of
Oh, okay, yeah, there's the new guy.
the guy. I said, what do you want to do?
So are you from Brazil? Hey, I grew up there. Yeah. Nice. Love your curves. I'm a butt guy. I see. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go.
And why would she do that?
It's really left to my...
Exactly, Mr. Pitt. These are the guys that get it for free. Yeah, I mean, you know, and it's like the two examples we got, like between this guy or, you know, what happened to that lady in the Dr. Grande case here with the Jack Densmore. Man.
Imagination. I would only think because she wanted to taunt me. It feels like narcissistic behavior.
Okay.
Hey, man, Avalanche, thanks for the gold coins. That must be like a new YouTube thing. I don't actually know what that means, but that's tight, man. Thanks for giving me that. Appreciate that.
So it wasn't something like you were into where you wanted to receive those pictures. She just did.
See that? He's basically like, you're not into being a cuck, are you? Is that a fetish? But, you know, he's got to ask, right? Because you got to make sure.
Did it to make you angry?
Yeah.
Daniel says
he's like, yeah, I'm not into that. I'm sending gold coins to add to the dowry fund. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I am saving the dowry fund, man. Shout out to all the people that are actually saving a dowry fund that they're going to use to negotiate, you know, possible future marriage with, man. Shout out to y'all. So thank you for that, Mr. Pitt. Oh, thanks, Elena. I can't make those big on the screen, but I can see them in the chat, so that's cool. So let's just hear about him ask that again. Let's see.
She just did it to make you angry?
Yeah.
Just to make him angry. I'm not sure about these gifts, but we appreciate your workshop. Hey, thank you. No, I appreciate that. See, that helps me. That motivates me. Thank you for that, Elena. Means a lot.
Daniel says she'd done this multiple times since he met her, and this was one of the reasons he stopped talking to her.
So in that 2-week period that you left her on red, how many
He was so in love with her, and she like could feel that so bad that she loved just messing with his mind. You know, some women, that is their fetish. Some women love getting a guy so into them and then just completely cutting it off or fucking it up on purpose. They like that. They want to see the guy get that pissed. I know this. I've had women tell me this before. I know it's a thing. It's a thing specifically that they like to do. They want to get the guy riled up like this because it gets them off. But yeah.
pictures or messages did she send to you that were the explicit ones?
I can't count.
More than one?
There was many. That's all I can say, really.
If you could give an approximate, how many? Just so I have a better understanding.
He's like, there was
I'd
hell
say
of them.
between 10 to 16.
She thinks that Nancy liked him, but she didn't want a serious relationship with him. Daniel, on the other hand, was trying to be more controlling and wanted more of a relationship.
With this background finally established, investigators attempt to understand Daniel's claims about what happened at the compound, and he paints an unsettling picture.
I know you explained that you guys went out there to train and stuff. What led to her acting the way she did? What happened?
It was as good as an ambush.
What do you mean by that?
She was close.
This is the sort of story that would be on CGA's Crime and Law segment. I would love to see Coach go over this. Even if he pared this down to like 5 minutes, man, he would see things in this story, you know, very deeply, I'm sure.
She was next to me.
Okay.
I was showing her form. I was talking to her through fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right there. It was as good as an ambush.
Okay, when you're saying good as an ambush, was it more than one person?
Explosive. She made an explosive movement to try.
It doesn't justify the murder, but she certainly didn't help herself. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Try and retreat to take my gun from me. She fought ruthlessly to take it from me. She was unresponsive to the words stop.
So as you guys were fighting, was she saying anything?
She said she hated me.
What would have led her to hate you?
I feel like it was denying her power over me.
Mm-hmm.
She took deflections as an insult. She would continue to insult me unprovoked.
Do you know if Paul is going to have CGA on? I don't know that, but I would love to see a discussion between Paul and CGA. I know CGA's mentioned Paul Elam before on his show. So I think he did, you know, must have seen some of Paul's work in the past, and maybe it even inspired him. I'm kind of hoping he sees this and talk about on his morning stream on Monday. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I've thought about, when I watched this, I'm sure that thought did cross my mind, because he talks about, you know, obviously his Crime and Law segment, but just watching this video, I was like, man, this one just has way too much in it. That this one demonstrated a lot, to be honest. You know, it's a long video, so I could see why he probably wouldn't go over it, because he goes over shorter stuff, but he usually finds the salient points, and then he'll just go to that and describe the whole thing. He does a good job of shortening it.
Though Daniel has made clear attempts to portray himself in a very specific light, investigators uncovered a conversation between him and...
Okay, so let's see what's wrong with his story. This to get back to me, Nancy says, Daniel says no. Nancy says, I tell you what I'm doing. What? I tell you if I'm with someone, why can't you do the same? You're just ahead of me, that's all. I wasn't even sure about anything with you anyway. I know. How long are you with this girl? Some months. Why would you tell me about her? Wouldn't. She'll try to blank you too. Haha, probably. Don't dare go trying to talk to her. I already did. Man, yeah, so this is a whole thing.
Nancy from
Crazy
September
stuff. Yo,
3rd,
TT
2022,
boy. Welcome
over
in,
a
man.
year earlier. It appears that Daniel was seeing another woman at this point, and he texted Nancy, "You with her, I'm gonna make you suffer. You will suffer."
She charged me, she came into a grapple. She nearly took it from me. She even spits in my hand. There just wasn't any sign of quit, even with an upper hand.
What is the spit in the hand? Why do we keep referring to that? What's that?
Slip.
Okay. So was your gun slipping?
It was.
Daniel claims that Nancy even attempted to bite him.
So what happened from there?
She advanced to the end, and then I shot her.
Where did you shoot her?
It was in the head.
How many times was that?
Once. I even tried to use Aikido.
So you're trained in Aikido?
That was something yet.
Are you trained in anything else or just that?
I know throw moves.
Since Daniel has already admitted to shooting Nancy, investigators are eager to understand what he did with her remains.
Did you call 911?
I didn't trust the law with that situation.
And why is that?
I've seen the horrors of civil forfeiture. I've seen police officers planting drugs on traffic stops.
What went on from there? What happened from there?
I carry her body into the nearby woods.
Yo, take it easy, Aura, man. It's good seeing y'all. Have a good one, Oikophobic. Thanks for coming in, y'all. All right, moving on.
Daniel claims he left her body exposed in the woods before returning a few days later.
Was she in full body form, or did you do anything to...
Kind of crazy. I mean, they probably would have figured it out, but it seems like what really gave him the big break is him driving back to the scene of the crime. And, you know, carrying a shovel out of his pickup and walking into the forest while they were tailing him was probably a pretty big thing there. Like, I wonder if he didn't do that, what would have happened, you know? But, you know, who knows?
The body from there?
Decayed.
Okay.
Some vultures came.
5 days after Nancy died, Daniel's internet history showed that he searched for, what does it mean when I see a vulture?
Yo, the internet history is the craziest. Like, I've seen a lot of that on Crime and Law where, you know, someone's outright denying it, and then there'll be like the internet search history that they looked at said, you know, how long does it take, you know, for this? Or it's just like so obvious what they're doing. Man.
Rest of his search history would reveal another twisted layer to the case.
Was she buried out there? Or did you just leave her in the wooded area?
I did bury her after some days, and then I unearthed her to burn her.
Using lighter fluid, Daniel burned Nancy's remains, including her phone and keys. Crime scene investigators discovered
okay,
an
so
area
he went out there, unearthed her to burn her.
of loose dirt and what appeared to be burned human bone fragments,
Wow.
a human tooth, and a charred portion of what appeared to be human skin.
Dang,
Just before they
man.
arrested him, the Game Over agents had watched Daniel carry a bucket to the bank of a canal.
I was cleaning the buckets that held her ashes and bones.
According to police records, the agents noticed what appeared to be drag marks on the canal bank leading into the water. A human remains detection dog alerted to the presence of human decomposition near the bed of Daniel's truck and in the water across the canal bank. Though Daniel has yet to answer the lingering question of why Nancy would try to take his gun, he ventures some speculation.
The more I think about it, it's like she wanted me to, or not wanting to end up here.
Klaus says, I don't get guys like that. He obviously wasn't into the open relationship. Why did he not stop talking to her? Man, you know, I think he was really like actually in love. You know, he had the love bug, man, and it sucks, you know, but he needed to really, you're right, he needed to stop talking to her and just go through the heartbreak and maybe try to chat up some other ladies in that period, even though you don't want to do that because you really like this person, but you got to fight that and try to move on from that. And he didn't. And he just stayed on the roller coaster, man. He just stayed on the roller coaster, you know, until it just led to this. And the thing is too, is she knew how to play him. You know what I'm saying? He probably would try, and then she'd start breadcrumbing him. And then he would probably hit her up after, you know, just because he'd be awake at night and be like, man. And then he'd just send over a text, you know, and then she'd respond, and it would just go on and on like that, you know, except this time then she'd send him a nude instead of sending him a picture of the other guy she was with, and he'd be like, oh, it's back on. Maybe it's time, you know, like maybe it's cool now. Let me see what's up with her, you know. and then it would just, you know, it just wouldn't end. It's like, it takes a lot of strength when you're in that situation to know when to call it and put an end to it, man. Yeah, man. So it's a very tumultuous situation. Love match. Exactly. Yep. There's part of the chaos of the romantic ethos right there. Brute Man says the ancients considered romantic love / romantic chivalry to be a form of insanity. I mean, yeah, it's like I mean, what else is this except, you know, a kind of madness? I've recently checked out Peter Wright's articles on his website. Yeah, man, shout out to Peter Wright. Yeah, that's true. You know, that is true. I was in love too with the love of my life. The second she started with having a break, I was out. Not taking her back. Yeah, I mean, that's the way, man. That's the way. I think, you know, if a guy makes, I've always said this on the stream many times, but like if you go through heartbreak, I always felt like it's good the earlier the better. And if it's really bad and you make it through it, it's like that's a good thing, and then you get it. You know what I mean? But some people, it happens in other parts of their life, man. And you can be that in love with someone that when it ends, it turns into this like murderous rage, which is terrible, you know? But you know, you got to get past it, you know? Where's my... But, you know, so yeah, it was bad. She wasn't that attractive, was she? The answer to that is no, she was not. But you know what? I think people would be surprised who make them feel that way. It's not who you think it would be. You know what I mean? Like a woman that isn't exactly the most attractive, kind of like stereotypically that you would think is the one that, like, you would probably be surprised, you know? It's just crazy. He probably never thought that some 44-year-old woman, when he's at the age of 32 that has 2 kids, that looks like her would drive him to that point. But there was just something about it. And that was at a time when I was completely blue-pilled. Yeah, man. The dangers of being a simp and being with a simp. Mm-hmm. Exactly. There's a lot of lessons in this video that can be pulled out.
It's clear investigators feel something is missing from Daniel's story, and so they begin to challenge it.
So you, a 205-pound guy with a...
Oh, he's 205 pounds? I thought the police report said he was 150. All right, well, it said she was 200 pounds.
Mother of 2, not fully fit. 150
Oh, she's 150. Okay, I got that backwards. My apologies.
50 pounds, as you said. You felt threatened enough that you had to take the gun and shoot her.
It was too close. It was too dangerous for me.
You've gone through military training on how to keep your weapon.
She initiated when I was vulnerable.
You know that's not what happened. There's not a mother of 2, not physically fit lady that caught you off guard when you have military training on know how to keep your firearm and keep it, because you know that you've done 2 tours?
Yeah.
But I feel like it wasn't a self-defense like you're saying. There's something you're holding back, and I understand that.
At 3:30 a.m. on the day Nancy died, Daniel's search history showed that he looked up uncensored videos.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is what the Google history looks like. Recent web history discovered the following. It said from whatsapp.net. The uncensored videos. Okay, yeah, terrible, all kinds of bad NSFW things. A crowd of idiots on the street. Yeah, okay. All kinds of violent things here.
Murders, executions, terrible accidents. Dude stabbed his ex-girlfriend at the mall, and woman dies of stab wounds. In the days that followed Nancy's shooting, Daniel looked up. Compound Florida crime. If I lose a lot of blood, how long before I can't put it back into my body? Missing persons, Palm Bay, and buckshot wounds on humans.
I understand that she has made you mad. Tinder messages, you receiving these nude pics from her and other guys made you mad.
I refuse to answer questions at this time.
So you no longer want to speak anymore?
You're trying to put words in my mouth.
That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure this out.
Well, I'm done.
Okay.
Daniel is done talking and is soon arrested. Following Daniel's confession, Nancy's loved ones were informed about her death.
We've spoken with an individual who's
All right, here we go. Tell the family.
believed to actually have hurt Nancy. We have located items that we believe is going to be Nancy, but as of right now, we haven't been able to make a positive identification.
What do you mean hurt?
So she.
All right, this is the mother-in-law.
It appears as if the person.
By the way, where's Nancy's dad at? Maybe he passed away.
Person we found is deceased, and at this point we believe it's going to be Nancy.
Thank you.
I have a feeling this is not going to be good.
Here's the ex-husband.
We have spoke with somebody who has led us to, we believe, who's going to be Nancy at this time.
Give me a second to process this.
I understand, sir. I understand.
I was hoping and praying for something.
Like, look at this guy. See, this is the man. This is honestly the good guy. Like, he's actually, after all the BS, he's crying that she passed away. He was praying, hoping that she had a better outcome. And like Klaus pointed out, of course, you know, the mother-in-law still thinks he's the most horrible person in this story. You know what I'm saying? Like, that part is just, man, something.
A better outcome, and I didn't expect this. Right now, it's an actual homicide. Really?
That's what it appears as, yes, sir.
Investigators found scattered remains in a wooded area of the compound. They recovered part of a human skull with what appeared to be a gunshot wound. Along with evidence of a gunshot, there were fractures consistent with blunt impact. A finger with a pink fingernail was located and taken for prints, which positively identified the remains as Nancy Howery. Following his arrest, Daniel spoke to a friend over a recorded video call and, seeming to forget why he's behind bars, made an unsettling comment discussing his military training.
Yeah, being in infantry, yeah, we got trained to kill. I mean, that's just that, man.
Daniel Stearns was found guilty of
Damn, man, what's going on? With the eyes here, but okay, you know.
second-degree murder reclassified with a firearm, abuse of a dead body, and altering or destroying evidence. For the first count, he was sentenced to life in prison, and for sentences 2 and 3, he was sentenced to 22 years each. All sentences will run concurrently. In December 2025, Daniel filed an appeal. Get less restricted
Okay, man, that was crazy. Let's see what the comments got to say about that, huh? Just real quick. Let's see. Marriage during the ancient, early, and high Middle Ages were primarily economic and pragmatic transactions. Romantic love, romantic chivalry was invented in the 12th century, medieval France and England. Yeah, and it basically, you know, it took a lot of time to spread and become more popular, you know, amongst the lower classes, but it was more popular amongst like aristocracy, you know, and it was typically something that happened outside of marriage. It was more like adultery based. Interesting history for sure. All right, let's see the comments on this video. See what's going on with the comments. Okay. Homeboy out here looking like a WWE action figure. Okay. Well, I mean, hey, The Rock, right? I mean,
shut your bitch ass up.
Okay. He is the most murderous looking murderer I have seen in years. I don't answer questions. Immediately confesses to everything. I won't talk unless you have evidence. Do you have evidence? Yeah, we totally do. All right, I did it. He's 40 or 50 and he has weird hair. 32-year-old Daniel. Oof, kid read him for filth. Her mother's pathological obsession with blaming her ex-husband for everything is off the chart. Man, that part was crazy. Like this guy, I could only imagine the torture this guy had to deal with being married to that woman and then dealing with the mother-in-law. And even after all this, it's just like it's all the ex-husband's fault. That part was crazy. It's like and you could tell he was like the decent guy. You know what I mean? And it's like if you're that guy, everybody just wants to blame you for everything. You know, if you try to do right by, man, it's just so sad, you know, because you should be a good person and try to do right by people. But everybody just like wants to give the benefit of the doubt to the WWE looking guy. And then they want to like just blame the guy that they can just take advantage of for everything. That mother is in firm denial of her grown daughter's deep issues. Yes, she is. A boomer referring to Tinder as a station is so funny. Man, Todd is the real one. This woman is a hell of a mess, but she's the mother of my kids, and this isn't her usual mess, so you need to find her. Somewhere in some corner of the world, someone in his old unit is going, called it. Dude looks like a 80s action movie character. Because of what Todd did to her, what a delusional mother. Yeah, I mean, at least these people are calling it. That poor 12-year-old daughter knows way too much. The last place I'd want to discuss my relationship issues is at a gun range. The amount of warrants Tinder gets for records has to be sky high. The dude comes out the house already looking like the murderer. Damn, man. I'm just glad the dad has full custody of that daughter. If your child knows that much about your dating life and involved in it, you are teaching them something that will make their lives so much worse. 5 in one day is crazy, and she was not mentally stable. Both mothers of these grown-up children are enablers. Yeah, that's true. Both mothers. I mean, honestly, yeah. He's terrifying. It's like a robot pretending to be human. I love that Daniel's mom comes out asking the cops to be easy on her son that has PTSD, and the cop was like, yeah, me too. I mentioned that when I heard it too. I was like, man, that's good, because it just nullified that whole thing. Dude looks like a murderer. He legit looks like a sociopath and behaves like one. Boy, that first officer catching him pointing to her, or pointing to where her car was found, was pretty astute. Yeah. Keep the kids away from grandma. She will brainwash the kids. Yeah, I know. Honestly, yeah, grandma, oh my gosh. Why does he look like a roadie for a wrestler? We found items that we think are going to be Nancy. One of the worst sentences I've ever heard. He doesn't look like a real person. He looks like a very realistic clay rendering of a person. What the hell, man? All right, I think we read enough of the comments and kind of understand what's going on with the comments there. So, okay. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Dan the Man's made a comment of, an image of the real time. This is this is what it was like when they were interviewing me. And I actually did have a gray suit on. Man, I need to get a black suit. Unfortunately, I could not have a cigar in the studio. But yeah, it was kind of like this, basically. I did get pizza when I came back. I did not have pizza there. I did want pizza, but yeah, it was something like this. Paul Elam immediately had a cigar after because we filmed on the same day. And I wanted to smoke a cigar, man, but I had to get the job done first. You know what I'm saying? And man, where's my Paul Elam smoking a cigar photo? Oh man. There it is. See, there's Paul Elam right there. Right after his interview. Oh man, come on. Smoking a cigar. I took a picture of him. I wanted to be out there smoking a cigar with him, man, but I went in there, and by the time I got done, it was like late night already. So thanks for the AI photo, man. I know there's probably not much we talked about today that would have been worth making an AI photo. Like, these stories here were pretty crazy. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Thank you for that image, Dan the Man. Thank you for that image. I know we could probably watch the It's Complicated video tonight. But I might call it, man. I might call it. I kind of feel like eating something. I've been kind of putting the weight on too, man. It's not even funny. The pizza I had was pretty damn good, actually. Let me show you a picture of the pizza. See, now I'm just this guy that has to show people pictures of everything. Where's that pizza photo? That was one good piece of pizza too, man. Man, I want to have some pizza like that again. Let me see. Yeah, here's the pizza photo. Come on, man. Yeah, I got to get my eyes out of it. Man, look at that pizza. And they had this green sauce too, man. It was great, man. The pizza was fantastic. And I saw this German Shepherd over there on my way. Man, look at how cool this German Shepherd looks. All black, man. When's the last time you saw all black German Shepherd, man? Dang it. Yeah, man. And what's crazy, bro, is I had pizza 2 days in a row, man. Like, this is the other pizza that I had literally the night before. The second pizza was better, but this one was pretty good. This one looks more like the pizza in the AI photo. So, yeah, full disclosure, man. But that's because I ain't even really tripping right now, you know. Yeah, we'll save the It's Complicated video. Maybe I'll just call the stream for tonight. I got a steak in the fridge I got to cook up. Why did 32-year-old Daniel fall so badly for a 44-year-old normal woman that he was totally head over heels in love over this toxic woman? I know, that's a good question, man, but it happened. And it's because some people are so good at playing the human as if the human was a musical instrument. And they know exactly what strings to strum on, you know what I'm saying, to get you hooked onto them like a drug, you know. And then she was using competition anxiety to really get this guy stuck on her. And the guy even admitted that he had feelings that weren't just friends with benefits feelings, you know. Hey, Luke Nielsen, man. I've been waiting for you, man. Good to see you, bro. But yeah, Brute, man, it's a really important question there. It's really important, you know. Man, it's tough, man. It's tough, you know. So two unstable people getting together, what could go wrong? Yeah, yeah. And you know, people destroy their perfectly good marriages for this, man, but you know, did she cast some kind of spell, use some love potion on Daniel that he goes crazy over this 44-year-old woman? Also, what a crazy grandma. I know. See? I mean, you got to wonder what grandma was like when she was younger. I mean, I don't know. That's all I'm saying. Yo, Elena, take it easy. Thank you for that. I appreciate you hanging out with us today. How much impact did the mother and grandmother have on the daughter? Pray she gets better examples. I know, man. See, that's a tough thing. That daughter saw a lot. And it's just like, man. Paul Geelum. That's pretty good. Thanks, Don. Paul Elam looks really cool in that picture. Thank you. If you post that photo of Paul, I could whip out something. Okay, yeah, you know what, man? Let me get that to you, Dan. I'll put that in there. Get some AI photos. Put it in the AI content. Man, if you make a good photo too, I'll send it to Paul. Just because it's cool, you know. Sorry, I got to scroll back. There's been a lot happening. I also got to meet Terrence Popp while I was out there. I was grateful to be able to meet Terrence. Okay, here it comes, man. All right, Dan, you do what you got to do. Make a good photo out of that. I put it in AI content. Thank you for that, Dan. It's hard to be in a relationship with a crazy person. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that is very true, Elena. That is very true. I mean, you can try to out crazy them, but then you're just like, the chaos is like, the chaos is going to subsume everybody. It's best to just try to get away. But sometimes they make that hard, you know. Yeah, they make that really hard, man. Let's see. I'm gonna give Dan the Man a little bit. See if he makes something in there with the AI. I think I will call the stream here real quick. Yeah, but so anyways, yeah, I hope you guys at least enjoyed some of the stuff we talked about tonight. Because that was crazy. That was pretty crazy. Man. So yeah, Dan, I mean, if anything, you can just share it with us next time. I can bring it up later. I appreciate everybody that came in today. Let me get some music going. Let's see here. I'm glad her ex-husband is safe and he has custody. Yeah. I'm grateful he had... I feel like the only reason they had split custody is because she had... The court probably was like, yeah, something's going on with this lady, you know. We need some outro music. All right, let's get some outro music, man. If you got a specific request on a song too, man, you know I'm listening. Let's see. Deadbeat Woman's always good. Deadbeat Woman. I mean, that one is kind of apropos for what we saw today. Dowry Dreams. Shaw's, well, we listened to Shaw's Bold Endeavor earlier. Should have listened to Shaw. It's always a classic. Let's go do Deadbeat Woman. This one is, all right. Well, guys, I'm glad we did the stream today. I got a Nintendo DS, which is pretty cool. I've been really enjoying that. You guys remember the DS from back in the day, man? This is a fun system. Super Mario 64 DS, bro. Yoshi's Island DS. You know.
You gotta stay gaming, bro. Don't focus on no girl. Just stay gaming.
That's the key. If you want to save a dowry, that's how you got to do it. Man, yeah, this game is tight. Todd was the only normal and decent person in that video. Honest to God. Yeah. Like, this guy, Todd, married into that family. Could you imagine how many times in his life he saw something from the other side of that family and was like, what did I get myself into? You know? Like, the guys out there that are heartbroken because some woman screwed you over, just be grateful you didn't marry that woman. Like, how lucky are you? You know what I mean? Man, I got 38 stars right now. Look, you can play as Wario in this game and everything. Yeah, yay, it's Wario. Deadbeat woman. Yeah. Hey, I got my Wario figure. I still gotta open this. It cost me 30 bucks, but the next time, if I ever get $30 donation, or at least that much, then I'll open them on stream. I think he represents the gold pill ethic in a particular way, so we got that going on. That's there. That's in play, okay? But yeah, no, I hear you on that. I agree with you. The only normal person. Gosh, man. I mean, it would, you know, having a kid with someone like that would suck. I mean, you know, God bless the children, but marrying into a family like that would suck even more, man. And it's crazy that it's not just her, like it's the whole family. You know, the mom is nuts too. You know, like you really gotta inspect the whole family. Like if you're actually thinking about getting married, you gotta see this woman's credit report, her most recent tax return. You gotta meet this woman's family. You gotta see if they own property. You gotta make sure they're not a deadbeat woman. You know what I mean? Came out a little weird, but I think it could work. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's pretty nice. I thought that's nice. That's clean right there. Good job on that, man. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's Paul's phone too. Nice. All right, let's get another song going on though. Oh, I like this song. Okay, yeah, it chose for me. Good job. Give me my dowry. I like this song. Thank you for that AI photo, man. You're marrying the family, not just her. Absolutely. Elena, those are very true words right there. Very true. Even if you think like you guys are going to be doing your own thing, it's unavoidable. Like, you are marrying the family. There's nothing more important than marrying a wealthy woman.
And there's nothing more important than marrying a wealthy woman.
Exactly. I'm going to teach you tricks. All right, you know what? We'll get Driving Off Alone next, just to hang out with the folks. We'll do that next, man, just for you, bro. Man, this is one of my favorite songs. Driving Off Alone's coming next. I would have loved to see what the grandpa had to say about his daughter. I mean, Klaus, I'm thinking the same thing, but we all know the truth. We all know there is no grandpa, bro. Like, grandma ran off grandpa years ago. You know what I mean? Like, grandpa might not even have known he had a daughter. Who knows what happened, bro? Like, there's a story there. Like, why didn't we hear from grandpa? Or the criminal guy, where was that guy's dad at? You know what I'm saying? Like, where were all the dads? Except the one dad that was there in the story that's dealing with an absolute nightmare that he just can't wake up from. And then no one else. There's no other mention of father. There's no grandpa on the phone. There's no dad when they go to the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, where were the fathers at? Good question, huh? This song is good. Absolutely. We got Driving Off Alone coming next. Here we go. Driving Off Alone. Oh, man. Now, this song's clean, too. Thank you for that. Man, these are some hitters. I haven't heard them in a few weeks. You don't have to play the song, but the song I made for Paul would be fitting for the last video we watched. Exactly. How much do I have to shit on you to get you to love me? Yeah, you're right. Man, this song is clean right here. Klaus, let's have a good evening, everybody. Game on. Thank you, Klaus, for that. Thank you, Klaus, for that. Man, this song, I hate to say it, but this song would fit very well into a strip club. I know that's not a place anybody feels like going to, but this song could be in a strip club circa like 2015, like 2015 or 16. I don't know about a strip club nowadays. I haven't been into an establishment like that in a very long time, but I'm busy saving my dowry. I can't be out here feeding strippers, you know what I'm saying? Man, I really do believe the videos we went over today were very important. Like that YouTuber that was playing Matador, and then this woman right here that thought she was invincible talking to 5 guys at once. And I'm not talking about the hamburger place. Yeah, this song is so tight. Man, this Nintendo DS is really tight too. Oh, by the way, I got an Xbox 360. So that's a thing right there. I'm working on getting an original Xbox, so, you know, here's hoping. Yes, I know I am supposed to be saving for my dowry fund, which I am. The cost on those systems weren't super high. That's my justification. Yes, and I did get this DS also. Yes, that is true. This is new to me. W. Luke, absolutely. Man, I'm sad this song's coming to an end. I know we can keep going. I know we can keep going with the music, but we do got to call it, man. Nightclubs are dead. I bet they are. I bet they are. I haven't gone to anything like that in a while, which I'm glad to have not. I don't really care to right now, so, you know, things are a-changing. The PUA guys need to understand getting a woman is one problem. Dealing with the consequences is at least as important. Yeah, you know, and I've always said for a long time that what they're really good at is getting short-term stuff from women. It does not translate into anything long-term that's decent, you know. I know a lot of them don't want to hear that, but I think it tends to be the case. You know, especially when you're playing this level of Matador, you know. But yeah, so anyways, legends, we'll see you next time. I appreciate everybody who came in. We got 24 likes on this stream. I might even do another stream, try to do a surprise stream. I want to get more lunchcast videos for you guys. So yeah, look out for stuff, man. We got stuff coming down the pipeline. And watch episode 1 of Paul Elam's Repairing the Manosphere podcast, if you haven't yet. And y'all take it easy, all right? We'll see you on the next